what's up, fam? Welcome to the Relationship Cheat Code, where we give you the game, helping you to stress less and experience your absolute best in your relationship. This right here is my fantastic, fabulous, flirtatious, friendly.
All F's today.
This is my formidable wife.
Okay, I like it. And this is my scintillating. Sexy.
I'm your husband. All right, we got
husband.
it.
I couldn't come up with no S's, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I couldn't come up with no S's. I was trying to match Aize. But this is my baby, my sweetheart, the lover of my life, Aize. And he is my husband, my business partner. And we are the co-founders of Black Love and Marriage. Welcome to Relationship Cheat Code.
Yes. This right here isn't just a safe space, a dope space for you to be able to come and hear us speak, process, and get some information and insight. We are trained therapists. This is what we do, y'all. So again, if you need some additional support, click down in the description and you can holler at us. We're here to help you.
Yes.
So today we got a really good question that we want you to pay attention to. I know a lot of women are in this situation. My wife, I stumbled across the question based off of us going through, or based off of me going through emails. And I said, I think this would be a good one to answer. And so she hasn't seen the question yet.
No, I'm looking at it now.
And dive right into it, baby.
Okay, so just as a reminder, if you want to have us look at your question, your situation, or even come on the show, you can email us at the link below, and we will bring your situation forward. This question has been shared anonymously, so the names are
before you read the
not
question,
real.
I don't know if the fan might be impacting the mic, so.
Okay, I'll put it down. It feels good to me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put it down. All right, y'all. So here's the question that we got today. For years, I found myself caught in a cycle of deceit. My husband believes our intimate moments are fulfilling for both of us, but in reality, I've been faking my orgasms. I feel trapped between my desire for a more satisfying sexual experience and my fear of damaging my husband's ego. We have a strong emotional connection, and our shared life together is great. But this unspoken truth has created a lot of distance. Oh, wow. She says she's torn, knowing that she should be honest because she wants to have a sex life that she can really crave. But she worries about how he will react and whether or not that relationship can really take this kind of revelation. It's been like this for a long time. I really want to know how to address my needs without hurting him or really messing up the intimacy we already have in our relationship. Wow. So she wants to know how to approach this conversation. And yeah, for real, a lot of people just choose not to. Yeah. So it's a whole lot of people out there listening like, I wonder what you're going to say, because you just keep it to yourself and you just, have your own individual encounters when you're doing your own thing by yourself, but you don't even let your partner into it. When you have things that you want to explore or things that you want to experience, they're just not even in that world. And you certainly ain't about to tell them you ain't hitting the spot right. So this is a good one. And I want to know from you, Aize. So let me just ask you this question if I can. If there was a place that was questionable for me in terms of how we come together sexually, would you really want me to tell you? Would you really want to know?
I would.
Because it's just a place. It's not, what she say? Well, she said she faking her orgasms. That ain't just when I say just a place, it's not just a small thing. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, I don't get why you have to fake the orgasm. Why don't you just say that you're not having an orgasm?
Because, y'all are getting into it. You're doing your thing and you're trying to get us there. And if it's just not working, at some point you feel like, well, let me just go on and give it to him so he can feel like he's accomplished something. Because after a while, it just becomes... it's going to be awkward. It's going to be a deafening lack of there'll be none of that happening. So, people want to avoid that.
Have you avoided that?
Have I done what?
Have you faked an orgasm to avoid the discomfort of the moment?
In the early days.
Oh, yeah?
We've been together since high school. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I can recall that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
And really,
because of what you just said in terms of not wanting. I mean, you want to
Not,
basically you're trying to massage my ego, or you just
no.
wanted to be over.
I just wanted it to be over.
Really?
You probably like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't even. I mean, I sound like I remember a specific time or times like that has been eons ago, and it certainly wasn't like a thing that happened all the time. So I just don't remember it like that. But I know that that has happened with us, and I mean, I was enjoying it and whatever. But maybe I wasn't as present for the experience, and I was like trying to get to my grocery list. I don't know.
Hold up, Joe. So I'm in the middle of doing what I'm doing. I'm waxing poetic, wax on, wax off. And you thinking about your grocery list? That's a
I need you.
disconnect right there.
You says what?
That's a disconnect.
Probably, yeah. But sometimes that happens. So let me okay. So wait a minute. I know women know about it, but you're trying to tell me, and no, probably not. No, you probably don't. At no time when
Are
we're
you asking for me
together in
personally
the
or just in
past
general?
or now,
Mm-hmm.
you've never like your mind hasn't wandered off to thinking about something else, or like
It
thinking
doesn't.
about like, oh dang, I need to do the da da da, or I need to get this
No,
done.
no. I'm
Never,
focused. Never.
just all the way present.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you would say that.
Yeah, and if I'm not all the way present, I'm trying to find thoughts to get me all the way present.
Oh.
So it's all about the experience. It's all
Mm.
about us coming together. It's not about no damn grocery list and changing the oil in the
I'm
car.
I'm
or
not
whatever
saying
it
that I
may be.
was like, yeah, I'm just saying that, yeah, I'm just saying what I said.
Yeah.
Moving
So
on.
yeah.
What are your
So
thoughts
for
about what
me,
the sisters wrote in and said? She
I
been
mean,
faking the orgasm. She want to know how she can talk to her husband about it.
I want to know. I want
And
to
they have a
know.
great relationship.
Yeah, which was really fascinating. So number one, I want to know. I want to know if
But
you're
does
dissatisfied.
you saying you want to know,
I
but
do.
you think men want to know in general?
Yes, because I think men aim to please, and women do as well. But especially if a lot of our manhood is based off of how we're showing up sexually, if you're being dishonest about your satisfaction, then it's a misrepresentation or there's some inaccuracy on how I'm performing, and so I'm not doing what I need to do. I'm not handling my business. I'm not standing on my dean. I'm not 10 toes down in terms of ensuring that you're adequately satisfied. But I don't know that unless you tell me. And so if you're not telling me, then then I'm thinking that I'm blessing you, but really I'm being a bum and coming up short. So
Not being a bum.
I need to know. I need to know, and like I said, most men aim to please and want to know what it looks like and how can I satisfy you and what positions and what speed and what cadence works for you in terms of intimacy because we want to. That's how a lot of men define manhood.
So do you?
Yeah.
You define your manhood with your ability to sexually
Not
please
completely and
me?
totally, but
It's a big part of it. Or no?
it's a significant part of it, yeah.
Why?
It's indoctrination. This is cultural influences and how we as men are shaped. And then also too biologically, I got a whole bunch of testosterone. So it's it don't take much for me to be turned on by you when you're looking at me and when you touching me. It
You got
don't
a whole lot of testosterone.
Yeah, and it don't take much. And so for me, not that it has anything to do with my definition of manhood, but I got this and I'm trying to give it to you. And so I aim to please. And when I can please you, not just sexually, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually as well, then I'm staying on business. And that's what I aim to do. And so
I have
yeah,
no
the sex
idea why I'm so
piece.
like fascinated and turned on by you right now. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
really,
yeah. The,
babe?
the sex
Seriously?
piece is real, and
Why are you
so
talking? You talking that talk.
mm, talking that talk, and I'm gonna walk that walk too. But yeah. So in terms of her situation, she definitely should tell him. So you're not basically you not being honest with him is you punishing yourself,
That's true. That's true.
and you're doing yourself a disservice by simply not opening up your mouth. And there are ways to express where you are physically and what you need physically without damaging the ego. And, when I read this question, one question came up for me was can you have an emotionally gratifying relationship and have the intimate connection without the sexual connection? And so the answer is obviously yes.
Yeah.
However, there's something that you can get and that you can experience with sexual intimacy that you can't experience with other forms of intimacy.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's only going to add on to you. And so while you might be in a space where you're like, yo, we're good over here. For those of y'all that find yourselves there, be like this woman and inquire. Be curious and lean into doing the work to elevate, because when you can add this sexual piece on there, it will only help to enhance it and expand that connection that y'all experience. And so I, as a man, you do have to tend to my ego.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta walk lightly, gingerly, and tell me what you want. Tell me what I do well.
Right.
Tell me what you need, and also show me what you want and what you need.
Now, so did y'all hear how you just broke that down? That was just like so beautiful the way you said it. Like walk gingerly, tell me, show me, you know, all these things. And you make it sound so easy. And I feel like in our relationship, like if we like sometimes like I mean you know, like what was it? That was I'm trying to think. Oh shoot. Oh, I told you something the other day. And it was real low key. I tell you about something in my tatas,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you sweating?
No, Negro.
Oh,
When I was talking about how you be
milk.
no, what the heck are you talking about? Milk?
Milk.
I ain't got no babies. What you talking about?
You don't have to have babies to produce milk.
But you know I ain't got none. So why are you even saying that? No, when I said when I was talking to you about when we were, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't, but I'm just laughing at what you just said.
When we were making love. I'm assuming you have permission to share this, but you'll edit it out if not.
Yeah. No,
And I noticed for a little while now, you know, less.
If our children are watching, please, like, just stop right
Get
now.
out of here.
Yeah,
Get out of here. A couple of months or whatever, a few months, I don't know, for a little minute. I was like, you staying attached to them like the entire, like 80% of the experience.
They in my face.
No, they in your mouth, like the entire time. Like, I'm like, I gotta stay like I'm on top of you, and you like, and I'm like, okay, is it gonna come off? No, I guess not. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the point I'm making here, y'all, little, that's not really that graphic. It's grown folks, y'all, grown folks. I hope little people aren't on here. These videos are not for you. But so afterwards, I was asking you like, so I can't remember what I asked you, but I was just trying to get a sense of like, why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you doing that because you like to just be on them the whole time or whatever? And so I started the conversation by being curious. And so I think that that's important to be curious, because even in that, I sensed a little bit of, I don't want to say discomfort, I think it's strong, but a little bit of, I say kind of like, oh, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not sure what you're about to say. Like what? You know, I sensed a little bit of that. And I just was really, what I was trying to get to is like, let them go sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like that's just, like, I don't know. Again, that's just a new thing that you're doing. And I'm like, I don't really want that the whole time. And what you told me, you said what?
I said you're picky.
No, I'm not picky. What's so interesting though, y'all, right? This is why these conversations are so important, is that my husband said, I said, why did you start doing that? Because it's only been like maybe a few months or so that you just been doing that. And I just, you know, like where'd that come from? Like, why is this the thing now? And then, you know, after a while, I'm like, okay, like you're doing it too much. Let me ask him about this, right? And let me be clear. I love when you suck the tatas. You do a really good job. Very nice.
This is where it gets confusing for a man.
Wonderful. That just feels really good. You know all the nibble. You know how to go hard. You know how to go a little lighter. all of it. You know, I put the whole thing in your mouth, just in the, you know.
This is where it gets confusing.
No, why is that confusing?
I'm just saying.
I just want to be clear that I love
the
it.
energy that you're giving me and the way you're saying that, it's like.
But I've already made it clear, babe. Like, but I still don't want you to keep them in your mouth like the entire time we're doing it. Okay, so I've already said that now, so you're not confused now. But okay, to your point, what my husband said is, I said, why did you start doing that? Because I mean, you know, we've been together a long time, y'all. So I was like, where'd that come from? He was like, oh, because you had said that you like that. You like when I, you know, suck on your titties, right? So I was like, you know, and when I think about it, I've said that plenty of times in the life of our relationship. But I think maybe at one point in time, I was like, oh, I really like it. You know, I was that, you know, we certain times of the month, certain times of whatever, like it feels a little better. So I guess I said that, and then you just kind of like attached on to that. So the reason that these conversations are so important is because I didn't know that he just like heard that and he just locked in on that, like, okay, I'll be doing that going forward. You know what I'm saying? And if I hadn't just been curious, and really low key, I was kind of like, I just want him to not do it so much. But let me, how do I go about it? Let me just find out why he's doing that so much. I like it, but not all the time. And we got into that conversation. So my point to the sister who was written in is, when you get beyond the initial asking it a question or whatever, right? There's so much available to you. You know what I mean? Like and it's amazing to me. It's actually fascinating to me that you just heard me say that and you're like, okay, I'll do that now. It's almost feels like you're like a robot a little bit. Like, okay, you said you like it, therefore I will do it all the time.
I'm trying to execute.
I'm like, bruh, like this guy said I like it, don't mean.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So we know you're enjoying the episode, but check this out, y'all. We're not just any old random couple that's coming on YouTube every week just giving relationship suggestions and stuff like that. We're way more than that, y'all. We're trained therapists and relationship coaches. This right here is my beautiful, incredible, sensational wife, Iana.
And this right here is my dapper, debonair husband, Ayize. So y'all, we just want you to know that there is more. We don't want you to just be a spectator. We want you to get in here with us and join our community. We have all kind of folks who are doing their personal work, their relationship work. We have sister circles and men's lounges and trainings, and we address all kinds of things from infidelity to disconnection to communication issues and sex and intimacy issues. Look, the solution is at blandcore.com. Join us. 120% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you made that clear. You made that clear. And so
but it was information for me. So now I know to be a little more like, oh, I like that.
It's a dance, y'all.
It is a dance.
It's really a dance. And so sometimes you're going to be on, sometimes you might be off. But there's this constant flow of communication that's taking place. But you got to be able to speak about it. You got to be able to talk about it and have these uncomfortable conversations. And so for you, sis, what I would say is definitely walk gingerly around this, but be clear about what it is that you want and what you need, and then guide him. Like my wife, over the course of our 29 years of being together, has guided me, has guided my body, has guided my head, has guided, you know, my hands, my, you know, just a number of different things to assist her in arriving at the places she's trying to get to in terms of the big O. And so not everybody has that comfort with that level of exploration. However, if he don't know about what satisfies you, then he can't, you know, step up and show you and give it to you. So you got to be more communicative around that piece. And what I would also say too is, number one, you should really be asking yourself the question. My hope and desire, because you're talking about faking the orgasm, is that you've had one with yourself. And so if you're expecting him to have the magic stick and or the magic mouth and be the one that provides the complete satisfaction to actually get you there, but you haven't done that for yourself, then you may be looking for something that ain't real right now for you and your sexual exploration.
Right.
First, satisfy yourself and make sure that can happen. And so I'm assuming that it can, based off of you ask that question.
But that's so important because, and I don't know if y'all can hear this beautiful rain. Oh my gosh, we're in the sunroom and the rain is just coming down. It's beautiful. But anyway, hopefully y'all can hear us okay. What was I going to say? Oh, there are so many women who have not experienced an orgasm. So many of you out there who have just not. I know this from the work that we have done over the years. And I just want, first of all, for you to release any kind of feelings around that, any kind of shame around that, any kind of whatever. Like, we got to release that stuff. You need to get into a place where you can just say, I want it. I want to feel that. I want to experience that. I want to know what that feels like. And as my husband is already said, you can't guide your man. You can't take him anywhere you haven't been. So it's really, really, really important for us to get comfortable with our own bodies. And I find a lot of times, I think as women, a lot of us are, unsure about how to, share certain things with our men around our pleasure or something that's not hitting quite right. We want to be sensitive. But I do find that those who really are just having a really hard time with that, they just are like almost unwilling to have the conversation. They feel almost paralyzed with it. Those people, a lot of times, you're paralyzed in terms of your own self-exploration. You're having a hard time with your own self-exploration. It's hard for you to even say some of the words that we talk about in terms of your breasts and your vagina or pussy or whatever it is, and all of that. I want to come. All those kind of things become even more difficult for you as an individual. So that piece around getting into position around like, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to feel? Watch some soft porn, play with yourself, do the things you need to do to become more comfortable, and to fully know yourself. And the more you can do that, the better you'll be able to take your husband where he needs to go. And the better you'll be able to know what it feels like to be uncomfortable. Because we won't even get uncomfortable with ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. What is this? Whatever. Then it's going to be hard for us to do that with our partner. For those of you who do not have that issue, you're like, there is no discomfort here. I let them know what's up. Be careful, and be mindful. My husband said, walk gingerly.
Yes.
Because one of the things that I do know is that it's a whole lot of y'all. I'm talking about y'all men. There's a whole lot of y'all. When there's an issue, and I'm not even talking about now, I'm not even in the lane of like not being able to please your woman or having a hard time or there's a disconnect. I'm talking about, let's just say there's some erectile dysfunction issues going on.
Yeah.
Let's say, you can get an erection, but you can't maintain it, or any number of things that are like interfering with your, maybe even your libido, your desire, whatever, like with your sexual capacity as a man. You know what I have seen a lot of men do?
Wow.
And I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. And I know, I'm going to see what you think if you agree. And working with folks, they just go, like literally, I feel like y'all just sit down. You just tap out. It's like, oh, well, it's not working now, so.
I mean, that's
okay, I'll just tap out. Like, and I feel like a big part of that is because of the shame, like feeling so ashamed and not even being in touch with that, but like, embarrassed about that or whatever. So, you'll just continue to like avoid your wife or, not tell her what's really happening, not have a conversation about what's really going on, and not go to the doctor, not come into a place where men are, like my husband has in our men's lounge inside of our community, or with the King Me community, right? Like you'll just stay out of these places. Man, like it's one of those things where how you take forever to get to something. You be like, when you finally do, you be like, dang, why I ain't do this a long time ago? You mean to tell me it's like dudes be talking about this stuff and be like getting answers and be like, yeah, man, go ahead and handle that. Like you can do this, you can do that, right? And then you're in a whole nother place with your wife. So why did I go down that road? I went down that road because for those of you who really do just kind of call a thing and just make it plain, you got to be ever so cautious and careful, because for the man, I do feel like men generally are less familiar with talking about the things that cause them a lot of discomfort emotionally, that feel very exposing to them, that kind of thing. For your man, you got to be extra cautious. You don't need to be codependent. He's grown, and you do need to express your needs, but be mindful, because I just be amazed sometimes how y'all just go and sit down like, I guess you'll just forget about it. No, like what is that? Yeah. And I don't think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think women do that to the same degree. I think women might sit down for a minute, but then they get up like, we can't stay like this. I got to figure out, let me go find somebody to talk to. Let me get some help. Let's go to coaching or counseling. Let me look up medicine. Let me find these herbs. Let me do the diet. Like whatever the situation is, you know what I'm saying? Let me go address my trauma. But I feel like men do a lot of tapping out and just staying in that place and almost compartmentalizing, like, okay, I'll just put that away. So if that's you and your brother watching right now, stop that shit. It's like, stop that. You are doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing a disservice to your wife, to your queen, and you're doing a disservice to your relationship and all the little sperm inside you that need to get out and into her. And I'm not trying to say you have no babies. I'm just saying y'all need to mix together. Yes. Right? You know what I mean? And I'm talking from a committed relationship, marriage standpoint. Talking about sperm need to get out. I ain't talking about nothing else other than people who are committed for life.
So those are all interesting pieces, and I think that we as men do have to do our work and have to commit to sexual, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual improvement. It's imperative, y'all, because when you find yourself in a space where your wife is dissatisfied sexually, and you know that you are a significant contributor to that, then fix it, bro. Like, don't just let the problem linger. If there's something that you can do about it, then do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. And I get the discomfort. I get the embarrassment, and I get the shame. But just because you're feeling shame and embarrassment, it don't mean that the problem is going away.
That's right.
What I'm challenging you to do is to face that, to face those feelings, and then fix it. Work to fix it. And for the sister who finds herself in a space where you've been holding on to this for years, like this dissatisfaction sexually, what I would say to you, especially if it pertains to the orgasm, I'm not encouraging you to be deceptive, but instead of speaking about what you haven't gotten over these years, talk about what you would like to experience now. And so
what you have gotten too, right? Like what you've done well.
Speak about what you've done well.
Yeah.
Because it would be hurtful for me to hear as a man that I've been thinking that I've been hitting the spot and you've been experiencing orgasms, and it's been 5 years and all of that's been a lie.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's damaging. So how can you have the conversation without having to include that piece? But with you being,
I might leave that part out.
Yeah, and I'm actually saying, like, so lift up what I've done well, and then lift up how I can do things better. And the prayer is that in me doing things better, you get more of what it is that you want, which is the orgasm. And so don't block your blessings, sis. Commit to the process of communicating. Like, start now expressing your thoughts, expressing your feelings, identifying your needs, getting comfortable with yourself, bringing in aids if necessary, toys, other manipulatives, guiding his head, guiding his hands, guiding his feet, whatever it may be.
Guiding his feet.
Yeah, you got toes. Like, I mean, it's do what you got to do to express what it is that you need so that you can experience what it is that you want. Like, your body deserves it. It deserves it. Your body deserves it too.
Yeah, I like the way you said that. Everybody, this has been another episode of Relationship Cheat Code. We hope this has been of help to you. Make sure you check out the links below to join our community, to work with us, to participate in one of our upcoming challenges. All of these things are going down all the time because relationship work is personal work. This is what we do. We'll see you next time.